Good. That was not bad. Peacock. That was fast as hell, actually.
Time for an update video. I took my Langdon Tactical Beretta PX4 Storm that I reviewed a few weeks ago to an advanced pistol class at Thunder Ranch. I've been carrying it for the past month. What do I think about it now?
I want you to shoot a total of 7 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was good, and I would say that the group was very, very good. Okay, decock, recovered a holster.
But it was 8.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm actually looking at his ability to stay on the gun and not have it push him around. Like, he's not going to get pushed around by it because he stays on the gun.
It's been a long journey with the PX4 Storm. I never liked the gun, mainly because I favored striker-fired pistols and because that rotating barrel system used in the PX4 Storm tends to make it bulky. Plus, aftermarket support for this gun exists, although it's limited. And there's no bigger aftermarket supporter than Ernest Langdon at Langdon Tactical. Back in 2020, Ernest sent me a compact carry PX4 he tweaked personally. It didn't make the gun any smaller, obviously, but I remember remarking in that review it had one of the best triggers that I ever felt for a carry gun and listing a few reasons why you could carry it. Not shitty. We were punching out at like 25 feet, right? Like 8, 9 yards. We were punching out clusters. I mean, all holes touching. I'm sure that that isn't due to like this theoretical mechanical accuracy that's out there. I think it might be a combination of many factors. I think the most likely culprit is the trigger. It wasn't until this year, 2024, that all changed for me. Beretta revised the PX4 compact carry, now called, predictably, the Compact Carry 2 for 2024. Ernest took this new Storm, he gave it the best trigger the son of a bitch has ever had, plus a red dot and NP3 internal coating to kind of smooth everything out. Ernest personally took me to the Arizona desert about a year ago. I thought we were going to tour the Langdon Tactical Meth Lab, but instead he taught me how to properly shoot a hammer-fired semi-auto among the cactus trees. How hard could it be, right? Pull the trigger and it goes bang like everything else. Technically true. But I've heard people say that shooting a hammer-fired pistol is a lot like driving a manual. It's a little tricky, but very rewarding if you take the time to learn it. Between the upgrades to Langdon's new carry pistol and my learning how to properly shoot one, this is now perhaps the best shooting carry pistol I've ever reviewed for TFBTV. God, from back of the range. Full magazine from the back of the range. Let me stop here, say real quick, while I'm on YouTube, GunTube, I do guns, which means, of course, I'm a giant shill hooker, and there's a 100,000 lira check from Beretta in my mailbox right now. You guys know it's not true at all. Beretta doesn't sponsor me, they never have. They didn't give me anything in exchange for this video. They don't even know I'm doing it. I rely on you guys. Please go to subscribestar.com, TFBTV, or Patreon, or Player. Sign up, support us. We give away thousands of dollars of gift certificates and swag every single month to our supporters at the $5 level and higher. Please consider supporting us because we are independent. We need you to be that way. Regular viewers may appreciate that I'm reluctant to make these broad, sweeping characterizations like this is the best shooting carry gun I've ever reviewed because you guys trust me. If I make a sweeping claim about how good or how bad a gun is, I want to make sure I'm right. And I think I am right on this one. I brought the Storm to an advanced pistol class at Thunder Ranch. Jack Daniel, the director of training at Thunder Ranch and a known Nighthawk nerd, loved my PX4 so much he ended up buying the exact same one for himself. That's a huge endorsement.
Don't move!
Load the gun.
Wow.
See that?
Shit hot. Rad gun, man. The grip angle's a little bit different from, you know, especially shooting a lot of Glocks and like 1911 stuff. It's getting used to, but I'm getting more able to get the dot every time, and yeah, it just takes me just a little bit longer, but it shoots very, very, dude, I love it.
The point I'm driving at here is it seems that other experts in the industry are agreeing with me as it relates to the LTT version of this gun, so I may be onto something. That said, it is still a bit chubby. I'd say this is the biggest possible gun that you could have and still recommend as a carry pistol. It's over 1.4 inches thick versus the Glock 19 at 1.2 inches thick with the same capacity. The Storm's also nearly a quarter pound heavier than the Glock 19. Plus, it's a lot harder to get a holster for the PX4 versus a Glock, and that's an understatement. But this is a gun that I shoot so well, I was willing to try to work with carrying it on a daily basis. The performance increase for me versus one of my standard striker-fired pistols made the experiment worthwhile. It started at Thunder Ranch, one-day advanced pistol course, me, Ryan, Hop, Luke, Adam, the entire TFBTV crew. Obviously, I needed a holster. Beretta recommended the A&R design holster. I know Alex over there, they make good stuff. They sent that one to me. I've also seen people recommend Tier 1 concealment. I got both, and I have to say that I like the T1C better. Both of these holsters are on par quality-wise, but the main issue with a lot of newer holsters being produced is the fact that everyone wants a wing, so they all come with a wing. This little plastic fucker right here. Whether you ask for it or not, you get a wing. No problem, just take it out. Actually, that is a problem because most holster companies don't give you the shit to remove the wing. What'll happen, you'll take the wing off, you'll have 2 extra long screws now that'll stop threading once they get through the holster, meaning you have no retention at all. So you remove the wing and the only thing holding your gun in holster is gravity. I hate it. I don't get the wing. Is it for my chubby bros out there? I've never needed one, I don't know. As you can see here, I'm dicking around carrying this pistol with shorts, and I can quickly and easily produce it one-handed without a wing using the T1C holster. The wing's bulky, annoying, uncomfortable, and it creates a bulge. I already have one of those, don't need another. The T1C allows you to remove the wing easily. It's an excellent holster, so it's my pick. It was also reasonably priced. I don't remember how much, but I remember it was reasonable, and they shipped it out pretty quickly. I made sure to get it with the Discreet Carry Concepts metal clip, which is one of my favorite holster accessories. Works perfectly with everything. It's tuckable, meaning I can tuck in a dress shirt between my pants and the holster at work. It comes with a standard width loop that works with every belt. Finally, that clip has a lot of bite, meaning I can use it with regular old Viore gym shorts like I'm using here. And if you want the wing, use the wing. You get the wing too. You're committed to it though. I don't know the guys at T1C, never dealt with them before. This is my first product from them ever. So, take the gun out to Thunder Ranch. Of course, everyone loves it.
What do you think though, Ryan?
Oh, I love it. I still love it.
Even young Angry Hop, that salty son of a bitch, had to admit that this gun is pretty fucking sweet.
I don't like how it feels, but it does shoot really nice. People say that Glocks feel like 2x4s. Does this not to you?
And he's as bitter as they come when you're talking about $1,500 handguns. I still think for $1,500 you're getting better performance out of the Storm than a Nighthawk or other 2011s. The point I'm driving at here is it ran flawlessly at Thunder Ranch. We were using crappy frangible ammo, which ran like shit in all the guns, but we were expecting that. As of today, I'm several thousand rounds in on this gun. I haven't had a failure with any non-frangible round yet. I didn't find a weakness in this gun. There wasn't anything like, oh my God, I'm out here at the range, I've shot 1,000 rounds through it and it's given me a weird sore on my hand. There was nothing new. It was so fun that it was boring, if that makes sense. I feel even better about owning and carrying this pistol after thrashing it in Oregon. But what about carrying it? If there's any weak point with this gun, that would be it. A good holster and a good belt, or at least a tight waistband if you're electing for gym short carry, can go a long way. I didn't feel uncomfortable carrying the PX4 over the past month. Didn't feel too bulky or too heavy with the T1C holster and an EDC belt from Blue Alpha, or just clipping it into my shorts. And I've been carrying it again for past 4 or 5 weeks now. The weak point is printing. Since it's a little thicker, a little bulkier, it prints more than my Glock 19, certainly more than my SIG P365s. With the right close, the right carrying position, it actually vanishes. I like to carry strong side 4 o'clock, practice that I've always been more comfortable with, but former Navy SEAL Bill Rapier of Amtech Shooting validated it for me after I took a class from him because he also carries that way. I find that even shorts and a size medium tank top will disappear this gun with strong side 4 carry. Now some bad news. Tailored suit slacks and a tailored dress shirt, not so much. It isn't that it prints per se, it just creates a really unsightly bulge that stands out. It won't work for me unless I'm wearing a blazer. Plus, wool suit pants typically have no stretch, and a bulkier gun will be that much less comfortable. My SIG P365X macro holds 2 more rounds than the Beretta, and it's a bit easier, a little more comfortable, a little more discreet to carry than the PX4. And for carrying with a suit, it's really hard to beat any P365 or the Glock 43 or Glock 26. But the performance advantage of the Langdon Tactical Storm over those regular striker-fired pistols makes carrying it worthwhile. But I'm not going to be carrying it to work anytime soon based on my experience carrying it with a suit. I would be remiss to not mention the safety benefits of a hammer-fired gun. You're talking about a longer and heavier first trigger pull that acts like a natural safety, while all follow-up shots will be much lighter and shorter. Let me demo it with this Beretta 92 I just so happen to have sitting right here. First trigger pull, long, heavy, woof, woof. That was a lot of exertion. And then subsequent trigger pulls, you see the slide's gonna rack, right? Now watch the trigger. Much shorter, much lighter. That would have been funny as shit if that thing would have discharged, huh? Another fun fact, you can put your thumb on the hammer when you're reholstering, and as you see, I'm really mashing on this trigger. It is next to impossible for the gun to go off if you're manually holding the hammer forward. And I guess if you want to be a real puss about it, you could probably convert the PX4 decocker to a thumb safety model if you want. I feel much safer carrying a hammer-fired gun versus a striker-fired gun, especially a striker-fired gun with a fully cocked striker like the SIG P320. Carrying safely, comfortably, that could be a huge issue for a lot of us. I started carrying a Glock 33 when I was 21. I would carry Israeli style without one in the pipe because I thought it was more likely I would accidentally shoot myself than I would need to use it to defend myself. Obviously, as I became more comfortable, I quit that practice, but a hammer-fired gun would have been a great compromise for me at the time instead. No need to worry about disengaging a safety in the heat of the moment. No need to worry about accidentally smoking your own pecker either. This in and of itself might be enough reason for many of you to look at the Storm. But this is the question. Are you good enough with your everyday carry pistol that stepping up to the Langdon Storm will give you actual tangible benefits? Or maybe it's the opposite. Are you so bad with your carry gun that you need every edge you can give yourself, so you should get the LTT? Or maybe it's in the middle. Like if you were really, really good, you could shoot any handgun really, really well, so you wouldn't need a fancy PX4 Storm. So are you like me? Are you so mediocre at shooting that you need a better trigger and an optic to shoot better? I'm joking around a little bit with you guys here, but you get the point I'm driving at. If you aren't going to be able to pick up the Storm and shoot it a lot better than your current carry gun, or smaller carry pistols like the Glock 43X or SIG P365 macro, then what's the point? You're going to spend a lot of money, $1,500 gun, and you're going to carry around this bulky old pasta pistol. So I want to be very clear with you. I am incredibly impressed with the performance of this handgun. I shoot it much better than pretty much everything else that I own that's worth lugging around. Can I guarantee the same thing for you? Obviously not. But I hope this video gave you something to think about based on my experience. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there, guys, and think about supporting us on Subscribestar, Patreon, whatever. Take care.